All right, guys, welcome back to another day in our 02 Omega series. We are on day 9. In this episode, we are going to be using our trusty Tristan to run some Tranquil Firestorms, or at least one Tranquil Firestorm, knock some of the rust off, and then jumping into some Calm Firestorms. And what that's going to allow us to do is potentially send off our Tristan to Valhalla or make a boatload of money. Stay tuned, enjoy the episode, and let me know what you think. Alrighty, so we are back in game. We do have our setup here. We're going to be running that one Tranquil Firestorm, knock a little bit of that rust off, and then we're actually going to be jumping directly into a Calm. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get undocked and meet you at our jumping off point. Okay. So first and foremost, we're going to take a little look at our fit. It's going to be the exact same, but in order to really kind of do math and calculate here, essentially, we're potentially going to be YOLOing about 10 million ISK on our run here for our 02 Omega, just to have a little bit of fun here. This is still going to be a Tranquil, so this is going to be our T0. It's going to have the exact same kind of setup that we've run on everything so far, and it should be pretty quick. So we're going to go ahead and get jumped in and activate. It should be, like I said, fairly quick. These have been about a 5-minute run historically on the channel. We do have a good amount of DPS. We are sitting in a pretty good spot. We have a tracking pylon, so nothing that we truly need to worry about there. And we'll just go ahead and get kicked off. I do need to slide this to the center here because I moved it around. And as I scoot in closer, we're good to go there. We're going to zoom out just a hair. We're going to move our cache or our can that's going to pay us down below. That way I don't inadvertently blow it up ahead of time. I'm going to throw a little bit of a web on him and start our afterburner. There's one down. So ultimately, if we can make 10 mil on this run or 10 mil on a Calm potential run right after this, then we'll be sitting in a pretty good spot. Because we'll have paid for our ship. Granted, I'm sitting there saying that we don't have to buy another ship or anything like that. We do. But it'll really offset a good portion of what we're going to owe. So there's our first can down. Bring everybody back in. Let's see what we get. Okay, so we are all loaded up. And that's 800,000. Jump. All right, so we got a striking Damavik, a short range suppressor. Suppressor's up there. So if we go this way, in range here shortly. Alright, so we're going to go after the Damavik and see if we can't wave him down real quick. Prevent him from going 5 million miles an hour. For some reason, only one of my drones is moving. There they go. Damavik's going to be heavy armor, so they're going to get a very good buffer or boost here within our Firestorm with their 50% more armor. And then it did get us all the way through, so we're going to start a repper to go there. We're going to start orbiting our can. He is within range again, so we got to slow him down in order for us to effectively hit him. Because he is a very quick boy. The direction's going to make it to where we have a low transversal, so he's going to hit us pretty well. Should go down by the time we hit the can. Good to go. And it literally bounced just out of range. Reload, start saving a little bit of cap, even though we are cap stable. Another 739,000 estimated. The Tranquil Firestorm, not too bad overall. Just a bunch of filaments and then some red loot for us to sell. We're in our last room here. And what do we get? Another striking. Origin conduit. Good to go. Nothing to really worry about. So we'll send them after our Damavik to start with. The exact same room as last time, except without a tracking pylon or anything like that. His shield's gone. We're chewing through him pretty effectively here. He's out of web range. You'll start to see some misses coming up as he speeds up. Within range, he is starting to hit me. Honestly, just going to sit on the can. Stop. Great. Hit the can. Turn off our repper. Great. And we end up with a 600,000 ISK on that last one. All right. And then in totality on this run, we're looking at about a 2 million ISK gain, 2 million ISK profit. We love to see it. That does pay for a fifth of our current ship. So that is our warm-up run here today. That was a 6-minute and 1-second run for our Tranquil. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get back to station, and then I'm going to get prepared to run a Calm. So I'll see you back at our jumping off point. All right, so we are back at our jumping off point here, and we do have our 3 Calm Firestorms loaded up. Another quick little peek-see at our fit, just to make sure we are in a good spot. We got 141 DPS, and we're going to see what happens. It's not necessarily going to be too terribly long of runs here. And we'll see kind of what happens. All right, so we're going to activate for our fleet. And we're going to YOLO ourselves into our Calm Firestorm here and see what we can come up with. We did just achieve our daily goal for our jumps. So that's 500,000 ISK added to the bank today. And we've got a striking Drekovic. So we're going to go and orbit our hand out there. I'm going to start speeding up. We need to be within 46 kilometers up. All right, so there we are. And then I need to be even closer. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get a little transversal going on here. Holy shit. Do a little manual piloting. We are chewing through them a little bit here. Pew! Off to Valhalla we send it. Good Lord. Come on, blow me up already. That was quick. What did I even drop? 2 million. Dude, I'm sitting still. Blow me up. You can hit me when I'm moving, but not when I'm sitting still. Come on. I like how there's like an actual shield. What is it? 69. Nice. This is painful, dude. I'm just flying directly at you. Any day now. I'm surviving longer in a freaking pod than I did in my ship, and I'm flying directly at him. Okay, this is awkward. Just start moving to the chaotic space outside of our little pocket here. See what that has to do for. So again, frigate, not quite prepared for our Calm. There we go. Good Lord, that was painful. And we're gonna go back to our home station. All right, and as you saw, we did unpack the Algos for our destroyer for our little bitty level up here. It's going to be putting out a lot more DPS, and as we kind of spin around the ship here, it looks awesome. So the center kind of looks a little bit like a submarine. And then if we flip over to the backside, with it being a drone boat, we do have 2 drone bays with our propulsion, our radar, and everything kind of rocking and rolling there. For a fit, I do have this affectionately named as the Firestorm Hunter. And for my highs, I have 125 millimeter prototype Gauss cannons or guns. Went from 150 to 125 for CPU issues. We are pumping out 236.6 DPS. So we have 5 of those guns. We have 2 cap batteries, just so that we can remain cap stable and fight off some E-War. I have a 1MN YS8 compact afterburner. That way we can get up to some speed. And then if we look at our lowers, we've got drone damage amp times 2 and a small armor repper tech 2. And then for my rigs, I have 2 capacitor control circuits, one being tech 1, one being tech 2, and then a tech 2 explosive armor reinforcer for the explosive hole in the armor layer within ships. And if we go into our simulated fit here and we look at our speed with the afterburner on is 533 meters per second. So a little bit slower than the frigate, which was hitting about 800. Without any afterburner, we're running about 281 meters a second. But we are also, like I said, 236.6 DPS, 163 of that coming from our drones. So if we look at our drone bay here, We have 2 Federation Navy Hammerheads, which are going to eat up 10 bandwidth per second. And then we're also going to be rocking 3 in flight Federation Navy Hobgoblin, which is going to be another 15 for my 35 total available drones. So that is the fit. I haven't even flown this yet. This was kind of theory crafted and just thrown together. I did build it before we shipped off our Tristan. Let's go ahead and get it loaded up. We're going to run a Tranquil Firestorm. I only need 2 of them as we are running a level up. I'm going to run the Tranquil Firestorm, see what it feels like in this Algos, and maybe make a little bit of our money back. Because we did blow up 10 million, and then this is actually 25 million ISK worth of value. All right. Now that we're at our jumping off spot, we do have our new ship here. We are in a fleet. We are going to launch. Instead of a frigate, we're going to be in a destroyer. So it's going to eat up 2. With those, whoa, we're halfway in there already. But I'm going to go ahead and get this activated, see what it feels like, and see what it all turns out to be. So we don't have a web in this particular setup, which is going to be potentially one of my biggest weaknesses. Transfer, tracking pylon, good to go. And it's the one thing that I'm probably the most concerned about. I hope that it can survive our T1s. That's my biggest hope here. I don't know. Mainly because of that sheer amount of damage that came up in that run that we just died to. Start our armor repper a little early. And we're going to make our little detour over to our cache here. Going to attack. Recall and continue slow boating our way. So this does have about 100 DPS more than that frigate had. So in theory it should be significantly quicker. Except the fact that it's slower than molasses to move around. How much was that? That was 400,000. Not necessarily the best, not the worst. We are moving the right direction. So I'm going to mark you as my favorite. I'm going to have 2 hobs in reserve. And if we clicky click, click, click. It was about 1.5 minutes for the first room. So a little bit faster, not a whole lot. It's really on pace. Okay. So if we just continue, it does have a longer targeting range. This is where I think we're going to have a real test with like how fast this guy goes. At least in the tracking department, which it doesn't look like it's really a test at all. So if we just align to a space behind our wreck here, it'll just keep us rocking and rolling that same direction. And if we time it right, we shouldn't slow down. All right. Getting close. Yoink. 400,000. So it's significantly less profitable to run your T0s in a destroyer, obviously, than what it is in a frigate, just because of the size disparity. But this Algos is really quick. Well, not actually on field, but in terms of taking stuff out. Need to be within 48 kilometers. These guys are on aggressive, right? Focus fire, auto attack. So we're going to do the same thing, just kind of align to a space in the direction of our can here. Just watch our drones eat. So this is significantly quicker, at least in taking stuff out. There goes the cache, good to go. Take everything back in. Could have sworn it said faster. 533 is what we're actually going to be sitting at. Time it right again. Pew! About a mil there on that one. Then Tranquil Firestorm 2. And drones in, and we're good to go. We select all, copy. That was a just over a 5-minute run, 5 minute and 13 seconds. And it netted me 1.6 million. So, move in the right direction. Definitely quicker. Definitely going to be slower for us to make ISK if we're going to continue to run tier 0s. I don't know if I'm ready to drop this into a tier 1 yet, but this is going to be my upgrade path, I think, is get to the Algos, and then as I continue to save up and run, maybe, or not maybe, I think as we save up and run the Algos, we're going to be working our way towards the worm in terms of profitability or in terms of actually having the ISK. I know this is a very expensive ship. This is 25 million ISK, so if I lose it, that's kind of all she wrote on that front. So yeah.
Warp drive active.
I'm going to go ahead and get to station and just get some things here ready to rock and roll and run. All right, so we are back at the jumping off point, and what I actually decided to do was to put this to the test. Throw it directly into a Calm Firestorm, so a T1 Firestorm, and see if this Algos can actually hold up against it. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and hope for the best. I feel like 240, 250 DPS is enough, but there's only really one way to tell, and that's really to jump in here and see what happens. So this is expensive. It's a quarter of 100 million, so it's 20. Of course. Why would it not be something that is just impossible? So let's hope that we... Yes, that's what we want to see. Needs to be within 4,000. You're close enough. Let's see what we can do here. So we just got to keep transversal up on Karen here. And that should put us in a fairly good spot to have some success. Looks like Karen is pretty hurt as well. So as long as we don't slow down, we should be okay. So I gotta get this Lancer's damage off of me. Doing some manual piloting here. He's going after my hammerhead. I don't like the fact that they're jumping all over the place. What is over here? Oh, that was a bad move. Orbit was bad. Why am I zipping so far out? Oh, that's because I adjusted my orbit. Let's do 7,500 meters. Let's see what we can get. It's not as bad as what I was originally anticipating. Just got to keep that orbit up. I love him missing. Just don't fly directly at him. We should be good. Okay. So, Karen's down. Hopefully. And hopefully she keeps missing. All right. We love to see it. See what we get out of can number 1. Turn off the repper in case we run into any E-War. Build up a little bit of cap. And let's see what we get. 600,000. That's not really worth the risk at this point. Let's hope we get better out of room 2. Reload. Don't have the ammo. I do. Ah. Come on, jumpy, jump, 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 jump. Slow boat. There we go. Let's see what we get. Room 2. We got another Karen. I am sitting right on top of a suppressor. I need to be outside of the 1,500 kilometers, and I need to get my transversal up. That way that hit doesn't happen again. Kind of like that. No, come on, Karen. Don't be a Karen. I'm just trying to, like, slow boat my way in here. Not even really slow boat, but just trying to slowly orbit. That way I keep my transversal up. We aren't going to have time if we keep going this slow, though, so I got to cut it in at some point. He did target my drones, so we're just going to pop them right back in while we try to get closer here. Okay. Good deal. Send them out. We got to get some action going on here. Oh boy. I gotta get in real close. I forgot about that. Alright. So we gotta build up more transversal. We're going too close into them. Or too directly into them. Okay, so we got the drones on him. I don't like the fact that he's already yellow boxed me. Meaning that I'll have to pull in my drones here shortly. Yeah. Bug. So we'll just pop them in real quick. We are about not even halfway through yet. So as long as we don't get another shit room like this, or like a bricked room, like a overmind or an overseer or something like that, we should be okay. Okay, so we instantly swapped. This is the problem with drone boats, because if you get defanged, you're kind of screwed. So he's got me red boxed. We're going to launch. We are getting close to the perimeter here. It's got me yellow boxed already. Okay, we're just going to bring him in, because we got to get some damage on these folks. He's still got me yellow boxed. What is he going to try to hit? Again, we are getting kind of close to the exterior limit here. So we just got to put out a lot of DPS on this guy. And continue manually piloting away. Keeping our transversal up. He is swinging around a lot. Gonna leave them on Karen. I know I'm not talking a whole lot, I'm just focused up. So that should be fairly close to within range. I know, shoot Karen, blah, blah, blah. You're running out of time. Gun's not going to make that big a difference, and I'd rather salvage here in this situation, especially as the drones are eating completely through. Which allows me to kind of scoop and score both at the same time. So we are losing a little bit of transversal. As you saw, Karen is starting to kind of hit me a little bit. It is because we are flying in a straight line. That's a $4 million bag. Let's go. Now we just need to make sure that we get out with it. So we did just lose target. But our drones are still droning. And Karen should drop here shortly. Come on. Already reloaded. And Karen down. Come on back. Okay, so Fierce Gamma is going to be where we're going to get a lot of ISK from in this particular run, as long as we make it out. Got, what, 8.5 minutes? Okay. Could be better, could be worse. What do we have? We have a medium range suppressor, so we got to stay outside of range. Let's go ahead and get these guys popped out. I want the Skybreaker to go bye-bye as soon as possible. because that is going to be really the pain in the ass more than anything. Owing to his ability to just shock. I think I'm dead here. No. Yep. Damn. Unfortunate. 9 million dropped. Oh man, we love to see it. Well, that's the nature of the beast. Okay, so that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So we are what? 25.5 million ISK is our net worth. So we did lose in the neighborhood of 30 million, 40 million ISK today. What that means is I'm probably going to grind off camera a little bit, rebuild some of our coffers here, and just know that it's just going to be a bunch of back-to-back like frigate runs, which is not going to be necessarily the most fun content to watch. I will pop in from time to time, maybe make a day 10, day 11 highlight reel of some of the drops. But for the time being, I think we're going to put a pin in it until I can get to the worm. So we gotta make about 40 million, 50 million, which in totality really shouldn't be that hard if we are just blitzing through a bunch of them. With that, I do hope you have enjoyed the episode today. We've sent 2 ships off to Valhalla and appeased the CCP overlords. I hope that you do have a wonderful day. And if you enjoyed this, please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below what you thought. Have a good day.